So I've gotten some requests to put my newsletters into video form. And this is my first video regarding what we've been talking about in my newsletters. So I've been talking a lot about lots of things, and I so love your feedback. I so love hearing from you, knowing that what I'm sharing is really resonating with you. That's freaking awesome. Keep telling me. I want to make sure that what I'm writing is really touching your heart and that I'm writing on topics that are really important to you. So shoot me a message. I love hearing from you, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So I've been talking a lot about unrequited romance. That sticky, addictive relationship pattern where, we want someone who wants us but doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, is happy when we're hanging out with them, but that you put them higher on your list than they put you on theirs. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how close you get, you know that you have to stop and drop everything to see them, but they would not do that for you. They make their lives about them while you make your life about them too. So you both have something in common. You both love worshiping that person for whatever reason. And you know that, sometimes it upsets you, sometimes it hurts your feelings, you wish that person would commit to you the way that you want to commit to them, or that person is forgets certain things a lot, or doesn't call you back a lot, or is very hot and cold, wants you one moment and the next moment they're like, I'm busy, I'm sorry, I have a lot going on right now. Isn't that so hot? Isn't it? Can we just all admit that someone who does not give a fuck is so freaking hot? Why? Why is that? Why are we so attracted to people who, don't really need us or don't really want us or can, leave us as if, it's no big deal, and it's not to, people who don't really connect with us inwardly or don't let us into their, what's happening in their hearts, always have some type of boundary up or just are a little bit cold or holding something back. Why does that turn us on so much? Oh my God, I've heard so many women, myself included, I've said this, he's so mean to me, he has these problems with certain drugs or blah, 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 but I like him so much. I wish I didn't like him, but I like him so much. It's almost as if there's something that happens that it's beyond our choosing. It's just, it hooks us. Something energetically can hook us when someone doesn't really want us that much, and we can find ourselves crying, whining, doing all of these very non-sexy things when that person doesn't give us what we think we want. And oftentimes it doesn't turn us off. It's not oh wow, that person's really mean, I'm going to stop seeing them. Or, oh wow, that person's really confusing and cold, I'm going to stop dating them. No, we try even harder. And we're well, maybe if I'm really nice, or maybe if I'm really available, or maybe if I'm really funny, or maybe if I'm really sexy, or maybe if I do something right, then that person, then I'm going to win their affection. I just got to get on their list. I just want to be on their list. This is really, really, really common amongst really beautiful, kind, loving women. I don't know what it is about us. Really compassionate women who are very heart-centered. Our shadow is often giving too much, connecting too much, hungering too much for someone else, putting someone else, eager to put someone else before us. It just kind of comes with the territory of being really heart-centered. The flip side of that, it's really beautiful because we can connect easier with people. We're really connected to our hearts. We love a lot. We're just so passionate, so hungry, so full of life, right? It's it's so great. The other side of that is just we have to work on curtailing that and noticing if that person really deserves our love and affection. Really, at the end of the day, after all of our trials, after everything that's been going on between you and that person, does that person really deserve your honor? why this happens, like why this sense of almost like addictiveness, like to people who don't want us, like why that can happen is for a lot of different reasons, okay? So I don't want you to feel like, oh my God, there's something wrong with me. Like I freaking want this person. I wish I didn't want this person, because the minute that you feel like something's wrong with you, and the minute that you demonize your attraction to whatever person, you're going to want it even more. You're going to obsess about it. You're going to think about it all the time. It's like it's going to take over your brain when you tell yourself you shouldn't want it, that it's wrong, that it's bad. Okay, so let's throw all this aside. I'm not saying that anything's wrong or bad here. I'm just speaking. Okay, we're taking away labeling. The reason why we can have that sort of addiction to the things that really aren't good for us, to people who really don't want us, is for a lot of reasons. One, what do we see in the movies? We see a lot of sex. We see a lot of attraction. We see like a lot of intensity very quickly. We see very false views of what love is, what marriage is, what partnership is. No one is really expressing what it takes to be really vulnerable and connected and committed. I can think of a couple movies that do touch on the real aspects of connecting with someone in a mutually satisfying way. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is one of my favorites, even though that has like a chasing element to it, which kind of negates this, but still shows a lot of vulnerability, a lot of need that's balanced between the people. Revolutionary Road. Ooh, that is an honest depiction of what relationships can look like, and how much work they take, and how much vulnerability from both people, and that not just one person can be giving, that it has to be a partnership of equal giving. There'll be some other movies and books that I think of, and I'll post them. But we get this idea that sex is equal to love, and love is equal to something like something tragic, like overcoming something, and like loving someone despite themselves. You know, we think that we are good people because we love someone despite them. Like, that's so strange. Like, we have like this martyr complex, like, oh, I love you even though you treat me bad, or I love you even though blah 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 blah. But really what we're saying is, you know, I don't love myself enough to cherish, honor, respect who I am, and instead of honoring and cherishing, respecting me, I'm like obsessing over you and spending my life trying to make you happy. Other reasons why we might have this addiction to chaotic romance is our parents. Like, were our parents happy? Were they healthy? Was the relationship balanced? Or was one person sacrificing for the other? Was one person kind of always leaving the other, or not really connected, or not really wanting to be close? Also, sexual abuse. So sexual abuse is really tricky in that it can hardwire our brains to make us think that sex includes some level of pain, some level of sacrifice, some level of secrecy, some level of mystery, some level of difficulty, because ultimately, no matter how terrifying sexual abuse is, part of our bodies might respond and say, oh, this feels good, which tells our brain, ooh, what feels good is bad, and if I like something, then it's wrong, and I like things that are wrong. Oftentimes, we will recreate these patterns, these like addictive, sort of abusive relationship patterns, especially if we were abused as children or as teenagers. But again, it's fine. We're not demonizing it. We're just explaining it, okay? Because explaining and understanding the reason why just gives us freedom and helps us have the right to choose what type of relationship we're in, and not feel compulsively drawn anymore, or live our lives compulsively drawn to different people. Another reason why we might want someone who doesn't want us is that it's freaking fun. The chase is fun, right? Like, not knowing and being hopeful, and like mystery and flirtation and hoping and getting to know someone and all of that. Like, what it does, it's awakening all of these chemicals in our body that feel so freaking good. Oxytocin, dopamine, you know, adrenaline starts like pumping through our bodies when we know we're going to see that person. We have this excitement. We feel alive. We can actually think all of that is love, but it's not. It's simply attraction. It's sexuality. It's feeling connected and alive. And all those things are really, really beautiful. That's why like people compulsively cheat on their partners or go from relationship to relationship, like always seeking that high, and will often leave when it no longer brings that sense of high, or like, oh God, I just have to have this person no matter what right now. There's a way to cultivate that sense of high, that sense of attraction, that sense of newness without leaving your partner, without having to date people that spark that sort of like desire in you for whatever reason. The ways that you can get that need met are through role playing, having your partner say things, do things, be a certain way that you know might not be the person that is healthy for you. Like, they don't treat you that way in conversation, right? They're not like interrupting you or ignoring you or hurting you all the time. However, if you give your consent, if you ask them, hey, ignore me for like 10 minutes while I call you or whatever, that's a way to get that need met with a healthy person without having to be with an unhealthy person who like always satisfies that need for wanting and for craving and not having everything be so easy and so what's the word, like thought out or predictable. Another way you can get this need met is through really enjoying your erotic sensual energy. And I'm going to talk more about this because this is so big. This is such a big thing for women who are in healing in any capacity, is learning to enjoy our sense of femininity, our sense of womanliness, right? And you can see me like how I'm just moving now and like the energy that I'm exuding. It's not as if we need anybody to cultivate this. We don't need a person. We don't need someone to be attracted to us to feel this energy. We can walk into a room and just feel it. And we can enjoy this energy between us and other people. Wow, like I feel a charge between myself and that other person. Damn, that feels good. Instead of demonizing it, instead of obsessing over it, oh my God, we can just name it what it is. It's awesome freaking energy and it feels good. And if you're healthy, you're going to have this energy a lot in your life with different people, because when you're alive and connected to your heart and connected to your passions, you are attractive, right? And your sexual energy, sensual energy, and creative energy are all really connected. So if you try to stifle your sexual energy at any capacity, your creative energy, your independence, your fierceness, all of that will decrease too. So we don't have to be afraid of that energy. We also don't have to like put it on a pedestal. Oh my God, you know, the sex is so hot between me and that person. I'm going to be with that person because the sex was so hot, even though that person has a propensity for crack cocaine. No, that's just the first thing that came up. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to be with people and make excuses anymore for their behavior. Rather, we can cultivate those things that we love that are awakened by other people. We can cultivate it in our lives. And I'm going to talk more about that in a whole other video and in a whole other newsletter because that's just so juicy. But I just want you to really get that you are worthy of the most mind-blowing, intimate, kind, loving love of your whole entire life. And I know the word kind isn't necessarily like, oh yeah, I want to marry someone kind. Like, when we're dating, we're not necessarily attracted to people who are kind. We're attracted to people who are funny or interesting or intense or dramatic or, you know, just all of these other things. But that kind piece can be really, really sexy, and you deserve to play with that and to receive that kindness and to learn how to let it in and to breathe through the discomfort of someone being really kind and really available to you and feeling really weird about it. Like, do all those things that come up, do I deserve this? Is it gonna last? Is this sexy? Do I even want someone kind? Like, kind? Like, so many friends have told me, like, he's so nice. I just wish, you know, I was attracted to him, but I'm not attracted to him because he's so nice. Dude, you deserve that kindness. You deserve that niceness. You deserve that vulnerability. And when you get that, like when you really get that you deserve that sense of vulnerability and kindness and availability, it's going to come to you in your life. Like, people are going to be lined up that are really loving and kind. And I can't stop saying kind enough, but just very present. And they're going to want to be with you and get to know you, whether it be romantically, or just on a, on a friendship level, or even in your work, you're going to start attracting people who really love you and want to support you and don't want to tear you down or hurt you, or don't throw these, mixed messages. If you're still getting mixed messages from anybody in romance, and with your friends or in your work, you could be just struggling with your own sense of worth. Do I deserve to be held? Do I deserve to be loved completely? Do I deserve the type of love that I've always said I wanted? Do I really deserve that? Like, deep down, do I think I'm good enough for that? And the answer is yes, you are good enough. Totally good enough, especially in your imperfection, especially because of all the things you've done or not done, especially because of the thoughts that you have, that you're afraid that somebody else can somehow hear or feel, and that you're worried you'll be found out, that you're some type of, fraud, that you're not this perfect, like, all-encompassing genius at all times, especially for all of those reasons, because in your vulnerability, in your willingness to be open and connected to who you really are and accepting all of your flaws, you're going to attract more of that energy where people accept you too and want more of you and cannot wait to get to know you. And settle for that. Settle for that person, for nobody else. Settle down, connect, long for, let that person into your life more than all of that other bullshit, all of the other chaos, all of the other trying and controlling. And when you open up your heart to that type of energy, oh my God, it feels amazing. It feels so amazing. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to still have attraction to other things or want other people or, other experiences or find yourself in an addictive pattern again. It doesn't mean that that won't happen. It just means that you'll give yourself the gift of experiencing unadulterated, pure love. Thanks for listening to me today. It's been an honor talking to you. I just love connecting with my tribe, with women healers who are getting it, who are living it, who are breathing it, who are making a difference, who are healing themselves as they heal the world, as they inspire change and healing in others. God, I love you guys so much. And I can't wait to talk to you again soon. Have an awesome one. I love you. Mwah.